Next query that we have is from Vamsi, who's from Andhra Pradesh. She's holding 5 shares of Kaynes Technology at an average price of 4106 per share. She wants to know whether she should keep holding it or average them at a lower level. Swati, on the charts, is that the right strategy to adopt?
Yeah, it's a right strategy to adopt in order to take your buying price on a lower level, but this particular stock is not showing any sign of a formation supports at the current levels. More downfall can be seen into this particular counter, which might take stocks towards at least 3700 levels on the downside. So wait for that particular levels. Let the stock settle down at 3600 or 3700 in that period of time. But just to avoid a long position at the current market price, if it shows any kind of a reversal from the support levels, then we can take a long position, but not at the current market price.
All right. BKG Foods is the next counter. Meenu from Trivandrum is holding about 10 shares. She bought it 8 months back at a price of 700 odd rupees. She's sitting on a loss of 900 odd rupees, and she wants to know whether she should keep holding it from a longer term perspective or not. I'll come to you, Astha, for this one. In terms of the Q3 numbers, they were not very impressive. You know, the palm oil prices have gone up for the company, which is why there was a hit on the margins as well as the net profit overall, and EBITDA also did not fare very well. And this was, you know, including their PLI revenue also. Ex-PLI revenue was even lower. Your view with respect to BKG from a longer term perspective?
So I think in the Western snack segment, the growth was not very impressive. It was a flat growth, which we have seen because there are 2-3 segments. First of all, ethnic segment, then Western snacks and packaged food segment. And in fact, their papad business was also, has shown a single digit growth. So now the growth has started, tapering off because we have seen in the past the growth was higher than what they have posted in the last quarter. So I think, and on the back of, muted growth, the valuations now looks to be expensive. So this is the major reason we are seeing that stock prices are also falling towards southwards direction. So idea here is to, not to make a new entry into this counter, and only 10, the quantity is 10, the number of shares which are held by the investors. So rather than booking losses at this point of a time, since the quantity is not high, my idea here is to stay invested and keep a close eye on the numbers which will be coming going forward. So right now, just hold this counter, keeping in mind the time horizon should be more than 3 to 6 months.
All right, hold is the view coming in. If the time horizon is between 3 to 6 months, and not between 3 to 6 months, in fact, over 3 to 6 months, the stock is down 5% as we speak. The next caller that we have is Charan, who's from Bengaluru. Charan, a very good morning to you. How can we help you? Charan, I can hear you. You can go ahead with your query. Okay, I think we've lost him. We've lost his line. Let's take the next query. That is PFC. Pankaj Pitroda has a query on PFC. He's holding 1300 odd shares, and he's bought it at 413 a piece. He wants a long-term view on this particular counter. Astha, your view with respect to PFC?
So long-term view is always positive for this counter. In the shorter term, maybe some pain can be seen, but in the longer term, I think the disbursement which the company is doing, they can accelerate further. In fact, I think in the coming quarter, that is Q4, we are expecting disbursement to get accelerated. In fact, if I talk about their asset quality also, so asset quality in the past was showing some sort of improvements. So I think on the back of this, a good long-term story to bet upon on the back of the industry tailwind which this company is enjoying. But in the shorter term, as the markets are volatile in the southwards direction, so maybe the stock can see more pressure from here. But for the longer term, remain invested in this fund.